Hello,
Hi,
girls.
girl pals.
Hope you watched our previous video and enjoyed. Now, go into the another interesting episode today.
Uh, so, home away from home. So, Priya, what is home to you?
Um, According to me, home is not a building or a structure or like it's your place you grew up or nothing I can think of. It's a space where you can relax by yourself or build by yourself and be relaxed and be yourself without any constraints. Is what I can think of a home now.
So, is Chennai a home to you?
So for context, I live in Chennai. So, uh, but partially yes, not fully.
Why is that?
Because I don't live alone there, and I am living in a shared space with my roommate. So the sometimes I feel the home is fully owned by me. Sometimes I feel I'm just living there. So it's not fully. I'm, as I said, where I wanted to feel fully relaxed. So sometimes I don't get the feel in my own house. In my That's a rented house. I live there. So that is why I cannot fully consider that as my home. So I
Mm.
think I'm still yet to build my home.
I remember when I was living with my flatmates, also, like when I was living with friends, during that time, what happened was that our room will be well decorated according to our taste, but our hall or common spaces will be used for drying clothes or because it's since there's a common space we won't decorate it because we are
Decorated.
not close enough to do things. I don't know if people who are close when they become roommates will they decorate the hall or not, but since we were not close and we never use the common spaces as much.
I have stayed with the roommate who are close to me, but we never decorated our house. So
Then I guess it's just a lazy.
lazy thing, and it's not, you won't hang out in hall as well. So that is why. So
Hmm.
it's part of your space. Maybe your room where you keep your things there. The there that is the home to me.
Hmm.
So what about you?
I think home for me is wherever now, since wherever my husband is there, according to me, we send wherever he is there, that is home to me. But main thing is that we have been living together in this particular house for a very long time. So I feel like both of us feel this as home. And the big difference which I felt when moving with friends or moving alone to moving with your husband partner is that we start using the whole house. We decorate the house, we start using the house. Like I said earlier, hall is not used, but now hall is being used.
It's not about decorating only, where you be
Hmm.
where you can feel yourself. This place I would like to do work here, this place I would like to cook by
Hmm.
myself here, this place I would like to eat here. Eating place is this, but for me, eating, dining room, everything is my studying room, working room, office, everything is my room itself.
Hmm.
So I can't think anything out of my room.
Understood. I
Hmm.
guess the when I live here, another thing which I noticed is that we started doing so many decorations everywhere. We started hanging our photos, our
Hmm.
marriage photos, etc. So I think that brought me more
What
close to
was
the
it?
house,
Okay.
like uh, symbol of love everywhere. I like not eternal love maybe, but still. I
Now.
think we have lived in a very like we have been living away from our original home for a very long time, right? After from college onwards, we started
Yeah,
living
it's a
away.
long journey.
Yeah.
So I started living away from home at the age of 18, I guess.
Mm.
So initially we were, the dynamics of the home is different. So initially we were in hostel with sharing a 12 by 2 room by 6 people. We were not
Oh.
having, we were only using common bathrooms with 10 to 12 bathrooms around. That is a
Mm.
common bathroom
Yeah.
space and we will use that. And then after 4 years I got a job and moved to cities. There I got a PG. I get to stay in PG with again 6 people, but in a better quality
Mm.
room. Then I moved to a flat with moved to a 2 BHK flat, and then shared with some of the friends, a group of 5 or 6. So the house is shared by 5 or 6. After that, I moved to a 1 BHK where two people sharing the one BHK. After that, I moved to a 2 BHK where I can take my own room, and then another person can take one. So I am continue. I There is now no going back of sharing a space here, which is my home. I cannot share with anyone unless I allow someone into it.
Yes, yes.
So that is the journey of home.
I guess over time, when you start earning and when you become independent, the comfort level increases step by step. So initially, I was also staying in a hostel in college. I also started living alone when I was 18. There I was shared. Ours was like shared room was shared by two people mostly. So and then it was like common washroom things like that. And then when we moved to same one, there was a 3 BHK. It was lived by 10 people. So that flat was very new, and that tenant wanted someone to enter, and they were okay with bachelors. So we were like 10 girls living in. It was a very big flat, by the way. But one in our room was the smallest room, and 3 people were living in that, and there is only space for the bed. If we three are there in that room, we can't do anything.
Mm.
It was crazy. And then I moved to 1 BHK with 3 girls, like another 2 girls, like we all were 3 girls. That was also like congested situation. Then I guess we moved to 3 BHK, 3 girls. Then I moved and lived alone for some time. I think according to me that was the best time, I guess. Like living alone, I always dreamed about living alone, but I thought I'll never be able to do it. I don't
Mm.
know why. I never see my I wanted, but I never saw myself living alone. But that happened, and now living with.
So those who watch, we are not glorifying of living alone, but we have a 10 year journey of living in multiple phases, and finally we came here and we are in a comfortable zone. So that is what we try to bring.
I think whenever my parents came to where I was living, even if it was a 3 BHK, one separate room, was there, according to me, my mom was feeling suffocated because when she entered the room, she's like, "How are you staying in
In
this
this
room whole
room.
day?" But according to us, that is a space we built with our money, like that is our comfortable space. According to us, that is fully we are 100%
Well,
comfortable over
maybe
it.
now you have settled with your own space. Now you will be going to some other person's room. You will feel that how people are living here, something like that. Maybe your mom have found her home,
Yes, 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 yes.
and then she found others
Uh,
people. What we are saying is we are not here telling financially you have to have a 2 BHK, 1 BHK or not. It's just that have their own space is very important. So
mm,
um,
uh,
what is why it is important, there are a lot of advantages to it.
mm.
So what for example, we when you have your own space, you grow more, right? You grow financially
I think it's not about having your own space. Mostly, like when you move away from your family and live separately.
separately.
So even if it's like a 3 BHK, 10 people situation, also when you're moving away from home, you will learn, grow
Hmm.
as usual.
Yeah, emotionally as well. So how at times no one were there to take care of you. I luckily I was severely hospitalized twice thrice in when I was living with my friends, but my friends was there. But I will almost feel it was only when severe you will get attention from your friends, or you will
Yes.
get taken care. But for normally, if you are feeling low with some random health issues, you will only have to handle that.
Ah.
So
I
that
think
built your personality, right?
I think when you are in home, even if you get a mild fever, your mom will be there to take care of you. Your father will go and run out to buy medicines, whatnot. So you are taken care of at home. But when you are alone, you have to you have to cook food alone. You have to manage the whole thing. Even if friends are there, but I think most of when we are in college college or when we are living with others, I think others will help you, give you
Give
food.
you.
They'll cook and give you. But when you're alone, I whenever I was living alone, someone will come and my friends will come over
Mm,
to take care of me, or my boyfriend will come over.
mm.
So that time boyfriend. So so Yeah, I guess that is a very I always tell this to my mom, like mom, as in when me and my mom and we three, me, my sister and my mom, when we three are having discussion, we always tell that financial independence is very much important. Similarly, emotional independence is also very important, and it's not much discussed. So when you can't take care of yourself emotionally, when you're not independent emotionally, you won't be able to enter a stable relationship. So it's emotional independence come with self love. So, and I think that you will earn learn only when you live. I think that is why, I guess, for me, if a guy never lived alone, I can't. For me, he's a red flag. Like if he never lived alone,
Lived alone or lived away from home?
lived away from home, I don't think I can.
Lived alone is better. Mm. uh,
Lived alone, lived alone is also better. Live
but should the basic criteria is this?
or living
We are taking resumes from the basic criteria.
when he is living, he should have a separate room.
Okay, multiple filters. So these are the personalities you understand. Like I want this type of person because I am going through this, so I want others also to go through that. I
Mm.
mean, not others, as in my partner also to go through that, and we can sail in the same boat in
Yes,
our
yes.
home. So these are the personalities you
Explore.
explore while you are living alone.
Uh,
I'm not saying that while living with parents you can't
I
explore.
guess you will be
It's
inside a shell,
shell
right?
or bubble.
You won't learn much, and I guess it's it's worse for guys, because girls at least do something in home, but guys' situation is like their parents will be taking care of them a lot. Because of that, I personally feel that once they shift from their house to my, if hypothetically, if I'm marrying someone who was living with his family and then moving in with me, he will be expecting similar shelter or bubble from me. And I don't think guys, I don't know how many guys will have the grasp to learn, no, she's a partner, she's not my mom. I
Mm-hmm.
think guys, I want really want to
They just
understand.
know theoretically, cannot know, don't know how to implement practically if they didn't live experience by themselves. So only
What?
they know theoretically that we should be an equal part of the family or household, but
Or
practically
does
they didn't
or
know
does guys know? That is another question.
that
Like,
guy. If some guys wants to be, it's just that every guy will say, yeah, we will have to be equal, we have to be equal. These days, I'm saying, even if he say agrees theoretically, if practically is not practiced, suddenly he will not jump into the relationship and he will
hmm,
not practicing like how girls previously
hmm.
do. So it's better to get emotional independence before that.
Yeah, I guess when if any girls is going to marry someone who never lived alone, like uh, who are going to marry a guy who never lived alone, have a trial period before to see if he is ready to step up from the lazy mode and do something with you. So I'm not talking like help. I'm not talking about equal contribution and uh, doing the chores. Even if you have a maid or not, like it doesn't matter. There are so many things you have to take care of when you're living separately from home.
Mm.
Is Does he step up and do that, or does he always ask you to? Does he's always waiting for you to tell him do that, do this? I guess. And what do you think? What girls? If a girl never lived alone, what do you think? How can she?
What is she losing?
What is she losing? Freedom in living alone.
They don't get to manage small niche things in managing the household. So I'm not saying you will not be able to learn once you start living, but it is always when you're doing alone and enjoying is a much different pleasure that gives you much upper hand on managing things better. So that maybe girls are missing or even boys are missing.
I think one other thing is that building something of on your own,
Mm.
other than without anyone else's, like something very
Intervention. Mm.
that is very special, I guess. And learning things which we already discussed, also girls will be missing out. But what if a girl never lived alone and she now marries? She's now moving to a family, and they have to live with her in-laws or partner. In that case, if she's shifting like that, she'll never get an opportunity to live alone, right?
Yeah, she'll always be practicing their what they are practicing. She has to adopt to that, so she will never have her way of life.
Ah.
Um, she may eventually do after few years, but
Mm.
that start it's not like naturally built on her life. It's like few things have been practiced earlier, and she didn't like it. She changed it. That's
Ah.
how it will be.
Mm.
Also, you can bring friends over to your house and
Have
parties,
parties.
house parties.
I think because of this clip, I think more bachelors won't get house. Already there are so many bachelors are facing so many problems while finding a house. Like my friend, she's in Kerala, so she was searching for a house with her friends, and nobody was giving flat to bachelor woman
Yeah,
actually.
I have searched for. I'm still searching for more than 3 months, guys. Please refer if there is any good house and
In
who is
Chennai.
not non-judgmental.
It's very difficult to find a flat for. I think the society itself is like, if a woman, how can she live alone?
Hmm.
They can't even comprehend the fact that she is able to do things on her own, and that's the society's way of repressing us, not giving a flat. I guess. Um, I think one of the major benefit when I was living alone was that I got to know my boyfriend more, which eventually turned. So people are a bit judgmental about the whole thing, but still, I personally feel that if so, whoever is saying that you guys and girls should not meet before, talk before, or interact much before marriage, then because they might end up in fighting,
Fights.
I guess it's better to have the fight
Fights
before
before.
marriage than this. So I guess I got to know more sides of him or versions of him when I was with whenever I met him alone in my home space. Like how he helped, how he was caring. So I got more reasons to marry him actually. I guess that also was a kind of a benefit, I guess.
Hmm.
Living.
So this turned out positively. This can also save you from wrong
Yes,
person
yes.
also. So it's not like always goes
Mm.
positive. So this can also save you from a toxic relationship, or not necessarily need to be toxic. Maybe your way of handling things and his way of handling things is different, or it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe he learns you to how you are running things, and he can also make some adjustments in his mind, or make some clear some pre-assumptions about you, so it
Mm.
can help you know each other better and take informed decisions.
Yeah, yes, yes. I think there are cases in which when guys meet their girlfriends, only they'll know how clumsy and how unhygienic she is, and he will also help her in transformation. There are cases like that as well. I guess in generally when you are living with your partner, at some point, if you got a chance, it's very highly recommended, according to me. I guess everyone should try that before marriage. Try it out before marriage, so that you are not making a lifelong commitment without
Trial period.
trial period. And the guy, see, anyone when we are even our friends also, when we are meeting in person in a mall or in some places, the interactions over there and interaction when he or she is in the house will be entirely different. In that comfort space, maybe he'll be always sitting in sofa and sleeping or watching TV. There is a high probability of that. So in order to know how he is maintaining his home, how he gives, how much importance he gives to his home, and which is like us, like home will be a part of us, right?
Hmm.
So we have to live with them also once.
We need a space for that. That is what we are trying to say that, and that obviously comes with some disadvantages living alone, right? So
Yes, yes,
a
yes.
major disadvantage I'm seeing is you can all talk about independence, financial ability and all that, but that pressure is always there. I don't have to think on the first start of the month. You don't, sorry, end of the month, you don't have to think about anything when you are living with parents, but here you have to calculate your finances properly, and that pressure is always there, and I admit it's a bit stressful
Mm.
uh, for
That
girls.
all the decisions you have to take, like
Yeah.
even maintaining bills, or even if you have a maid maintaining her bill, anything, like everything you have to do it on your own.
For example, changing the cylinder is I mean, booking a cylinder and ordering the cylinder is the toughest job according to me. I always take help from
Mm.
somebody for that. still I haven't learned how to do
Mm.
on myself, because I always learn some other. I'm living with a roommate, right? So I will always share the responsibilities, and I haven't booked the cylinder by myself. So there are little niches, and these things are there which you need to, which can be disadvantages, but on the whole, that's all will be helping your personality only.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All those things will definitely help you only, because when you go through an obstacle, only you will become better.
Better.
Without, if you are in your comfort zone, how will anyone grow? I think homesickness is the next thing. Like when you're staying away from your parents, you will get homesick if you are living for a very long time. Initially, you will be very happy. First month, everyone. I think when you move, I think when I moved out to hostel when I was in college, I was very sad initially.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I was crying and calling my parents and all. But when I moved, when I was financially independent, I moved away from home. I guess I was actually happy initially.
Yeah, we homesick was during college time.
Then that initially I was happy. Then
At times, I also used to feel homesick now when I was too low, and then I don't have anyone to share or something. At the time, I used to just call,
mm,
but also being sick of home, and also sorry, being feeling homesick. Also, I feel I need a private moment at that
yes,
time.
yes.
So when you are sad or low, so that is how I operate.
Uh, I think when I lived alone, there are obviously days in which I like so since it's my house, I like to wait for the weekend to clean the whole house, cook for myself and all. But there will be definitely days in which you'll feel like nobody's there to do anything for me. Like
Mm.
even to cook a porridge, like you have to do it on your own. So even like coffee, you have to do it. So that also kinds of like it's not that we want someone to do things for us, like it's more like on an emotional level, I
Level.
guess.
Mm.
uh, so even though we are saying that nobody's there to make a coffee, more on the emotional level, like to take care
Mm.
of us,
So
I
when
guess.
you are living alone, you will always sometimes feeling guilty on spending yourselves, because
Not us
you
anyway.
because you have to buy everything for your own. There will be already separate cotton bed for you in your actual home where you grew up, but here also you have to buy all the things separately for
Hmm.
yourself just to feel good. You have to gain comfort. You have to have comfortable bed, comfortable couch, and all of that. So sometimes at the start of my bachelor life, we used to put beds in the floor, and every time while clean we have to take
Ah,
and clean, and sometimes we don't clean because laziness. So after that we slowly moved, and I get because of the dust I get issues, cold and all, so we upgraded. So all the things, but I feel sometimes guilt. Should I buy this? Should I buy this for myself? Should I buy this bed sheet? Is it nice? Something like bed sheet with a nice print. Should I buy that? No, our house has already this. So all of this overspending and guilt that comes around is also there.
yeah, I there is one of my friend actually. She is earning good only, but she is not. She is very selfless in such a way that she's living away from home, but she's living in a PG small space with minimal facilities and all. Just so that she's not spending much money on herself. According to her, spending money for the family is biggest. I guess that is important, but after like what I felt personally is that after so many years, if some fight happens and if someone says something bad to you, you will feel very bad that I never did anything for myself. So I guess that I don't personally recommend. Like there are people who does that.
Being the selfless person and work hard for families is too much overrated. I feel there is a need for such individuals, like when their family background is very low compared to others, and they have to step up and do that. Their situation is mm, bit, how to say, it's a piteous situation only. No, we cannot complain on them, but try to be try to love yourself and be what can you do for yourself while accommodating your parents, and even though if you are leaning your whole family on your shoulders, try to do something for yourself. We are not here only talking about building your home, but do small things. Buy that, take that one ice cream when you want to eat, and order something, order that. When some influencer telling order that, and you would not buy it because why would I buy it? But buy it, so for some reason, buy it. It will, even though if it is a wrong purchase or if you're guilty,
Mm.
just buy and see what happens.
Yes, yes. I think there are so many women out there who is, even though woman is supposed to be given away for the marriage, they are actually contributing all their salaries to home, and they are not doing anything for themselves. Like they are living in uh, like tight financial scenes and all. So those women who are never appreciated by their families, I think this is the time you buy that ice cream for yourself or whatever you need.
You need. If you don't like sweets, buy pizza.
Yeah,
By the way, she doesn't like sweets.
because I already have my seat.
I am melting. Yeah.
I think you are now living with roommates only, so never lived alone. So what do you think? Why you never lived alone? Like you never felt like living alone, or
No, I was almost in the verge of living alone only. As I said, I was searching for the flat for the past 3 months. But there are some perks to it. Having the roommates, like us.
emotional trauma? That's what I got.
To the
Not all, some.
perk. Don't get too attached if you're not, if you don't like the aura. So current, my recent roommates are not, I'm not much attached to, so I'm not much affected by them. uh, Luckily with the roommates which I attach to, I don't get any much life, the traumas with life, traumas for life, I don't get any. But still I wanted to try the experience of living alone and
Mm.
doing it, so I'm looking forward to it. Let's see.
Mm. Will you get a chance? I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so. Let's see. I don't know. Life is unpredictable.
Mm. I guess major portion of me living away from my home was best portion was living alone only. I learned so much about myself, what food I like, what is the comfort food. So there are days in which even if it's very difficult to make, you will make it just for you. I think that is a peak self
I
love.
like that
Mm.
cooking just only for you and then completing it without a bit is, I get full satisfaction on that.
Yeah, yeah. So I think cooking for yourself, but I think I loved the look. I loved my weekends. So I will wake up early morning, apply oil, then clean the whole house, bath, shampoo, all those things, and
Don't
then
judge.
huh?
Don't judge us like we are some boring aunties doing. This is therapeutic, guys.
Yeah, this is therapeutic. I think I guess you were also calling me auntie at that time, but because whenever
because
we
because whenever we call her, hey, I need to throw the dustbin.
throw not dustbin garbage.
Garbage.
The scene over there was that we had to manually go and give to that
Garbage to the garbage.
people,
Municipal
so
people.
municipal people. So because of that, I had to be physically present, and since I was living alone, no one was there. I guess so. They will come once in every 2 days, and every once in every 2 days, I have to be in my home. Mm. I think living alone was actually very. You in nighttime and all, I'll cook myself something, and then I'll watch something in my laptop and eat the whole thing. Take a photo of what I am eating, send it to
Send it to
family
families.
group. I guess I like. I think I really like love cleaning house, but now I'm not doing it. Now we have a maid because house is bit more bigger and I am bit tired, honestly. But that time, yes,
Hmm.
I guess I like you guys are coming over also because you
Hmm.
guys coming over, staying. The night we had a party, like we too. That
Yeah.
was also so much fun.
Those are the moments of life.
Yes,
Away from home experience. I hope everybody should get a chance to experience it the way we do, maybe better experience. If there are, please do share with us.
yes, yes, yes.
And that's it for today's episode.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
We talked a lot.